So everyone, it's time to finally share my summer journal or travel journal, or I think I called it, I don't know what I called it, but I'll look it up. And I finally finished putting all the things in it. I had done a lot of it while traveling, and I think I've tried to cover up all the personal information. So you'll see little, these post-it notes covering my family's faces and that sort of thing. So I have lots of ephemera, and I did about half, I think, of the journal on vacation this last summer, but then I ran out of photos. That's right, that's why I stopped putting them in. And so I had done some things, but I ran out of photo paper, and I had this little, it's actually right here, I can show you. This little guy, the Canon IV pocket printer, and so I could print things out right as I went. And so there's ephemera from a hotel, that's the boarding pass, and then another piece of boarding pass there. And I'll just try to do a quick flip through. I have even put, this is some, I think it was a wheat maybe, or anyway, it's in this photo, growing. And then this is an actual poppy there. And so I've even included that. Then business cards and stickers and all kinds of fun stuff in here. And then this section has a lot of packaging from all kinds of yummy things. Oh, I loved that. That was so good. Yeah, memory, tasty things that I found on my travels. And so I used some of this packaging as like a flip out here. And I think there's room to tuck something in there, but I don't have anything in there. This little flag was at a grocery store. I can't remember what it was for, but I've stuck it in here. And I loved these. And I think there was one that even didn't have lactose. It was lactose free, so I didn't have to take lactate with it. But I don't know if that one is that one or not. Here's a gift bag, or a bag that I got given with a purchase, and then those maybe are train tickets in there, I'm not sure. So, and then this is a ticket from the, what do you call that thing? Cable car, or I don't know, I can't think of what it's called, but look at the beautiful image on the back. And so I've used this other receipt, or whatever that is, as a tuck spot for that. And I've got all kinds of photos. Oops. These were those pretty pages, and I just put, you know, attach something on there so that I could just tuck this in, but then I'm not covering up any of that beautiful book imagery from before. And then here's another little business card that I've washied in. And then I turned this journal card into a little tuck spot here to hold these little pieces of ephemera. Excuse me. I hope I'm not making too much noise. Let's see, then in here, and then I have journaling cards where I've journaled. This is a ticket from a museum, and this came out of the little brochure of the museum. And then, I don't know why this is here. Maybe this should be later, but I'll tell you about that in a moment. We'll set it aside. So, and then I have, I think I glued down some of the map or something. No, is that, yeah, it is glued down. So I think I cut out all these things from like the brochure, or the, yeah. Then that's a, don't know what that is, maybe from some kind of menu or something. So all kinds of, and then tickets for the museum. Here's a receipt, and that there, and then the business card for that little cafe. It was kind of like an American cafe in Florence. Yeah, that's fun, yeah. And then, this is where I was going to explain this. So I was able to take an art class in Florence with my daughter. And so I believe, is this, oh no, I guess this was just something I did on my own. So maybe that's why it was back in the other section, because I don't know. But anyway, in the picture, not sure where that went. You can see that we're watercoloring. And, is there anything in there? Nope, I don't think so. So, and then I have, there's this guy. He's a kite. It's kind of a bird of prey, and it was sort of the neighborhood bird. And I haven't done a lot of the journaling in here, so I need to add a lot of that. But yeah, he was a daily visitor, and I think the neighbors. Actually, let me show this again. The neighbors, like the people that lived in this house, would feed this guy, and so he'd come up there and chirp every day, waiting for his treat. And so I've stuck some map in here, just to keep that memory. Oop, uh-oh, what's attached here? Here, so covering up my kiddos' faces. And then I was going to send this to myself from Italy. I wanted the stamp, but it was one that could only be done by a certain post box, and I didn't do it in time. So I took it home with me, and it does have the stamp, but it doesn't have the postage mark where, you know, when you post it. I haven't journaled in there, as you can see. Excuse me. And then I have like a restaurant and the receipt in there. Oh, and this was from a brochure from the hotel, and there's pictures that I trimmed out to use in this. Excuse me. This came off, I believe, a purse or something that I bought. And then I loved these colors, and so I took a picture of the purses, this beautiful turquoise leather, and put that in here, which means how beautiful in Italian, che bella. And this was a package from something I bought that was, oh, actually it's right here. Aha, I knew it was nearby. Oh, I've got other things attaching to me. So there's this leather keyring, and it's a poppy, and it's crafted out of leather, and I bought it from this artisan in this Italian little town, and she even on the bag had this little poem or whatever written on there. So I kept the bag, and it was a bigger bag, so I trimmed it and cut it down. I don't know if I have, yes, I have some things in here, and receipt, and so then I just washi it in as a, what do you call that, flip out, or I don't know. Anyway, and then I have, we had 5 of us, so there were, you know, multiple tickets, and on each one of these tickets had a beautiful image from Sainties, and so I have attached some of those together and, you know, collected all of our tickets. I only really need 1 ticket to remember that part, but there's some beautiful pictures. But since they had a different image on each ticket, I used their images, and they're perfect size for this little journal, so that was great. And let's see, this flips open, and then I bought a little postcard book at this place. Sorry, I'm a little bit off there. And there were also some things that they hand out, and this went on the arm, and so I've cut up the little postcard book and used some of it as tuck spots, and then this is, I must have glued it together or something. Yeah, because it's pretty thick, but it had better images. It was a very rainy day there, so this was, I think, the one picture that was taken from my camera, and it was pretty dark. And then there was this little paper thing in the museum, this castle museum, and it shows you how to fold a paper into an envelope. Oops, and it's like that. And so I folded it up just a little bit more and kept it. And yeah, this was a menu from a restaurant. And then, oh yes, I did in fact get sick on our travels and had to go to the doctor. So what do you do with that? Well, you make it a memory and keep all that. And so I got the full European healthcare experience there at the after hours type urgent care. Here's some more things. There's so many cool locks and keys that I was taking lots of pictures of, and I couldn't include them all in this book, but I would like to make some sort of montage of them someday. And then this I cut down. It's so neat, but it was too tall for my journal. But I liked how you open the doors. That's just a pamphlet from that museum. And then there was, oh, these are together. No wonder that doesn't come out. I used these 2 tickets, which also had a couple different images, to make a tuck spot there. And that's just a journaling card with a picture. And then this map folds out. I think I've trimmed some of it off, but because it had more than was relevant, oops, yeah, but it folds up pretty nicely, and it's a nice memory to have in there. Liechtenstein, yes, we had to go visit there just because it's another country that was so close by. And then lots of fun memories. We're getting near the end here. Let me see. Oh, that's a card. It's kind of weird looking, but my daughters and I got our nails done in the tiny little town where we were staying, and that was their business card. So that's a fond memory. And then tour to Chocolate Factory, and they had a really cool brochure, but I had to cut it down to fit it in here, but I glued it together to make a tuck spot. And then this is the other portion, and this is the ticket. Isn't that adorable? And it looks like a chocolate bar. So I kept the ticket, and this is the other portion of the brochure, which had some interesting information on it, like the cost, and then I put a journaling tag here, and then there was this little kind of directional map. So I kept that and just stuck it in this pocket. And then, oh, is there something in there? Yes. Oh, that's right. I have a lactose intolerance, and I ran out of my Lactaid, and so I ended up getting some more Lactostop in Germany. And I have that. I don't know. I just kept it. It was kind of fun. It's got all that German that I don't know how to read on it. And lastly, in this pocket here, I have like a napkin and then the calendar, which this was really handy having with me because I couldn't journal right away, and I would not remember what days everything happened. And so I was just kind of writing them down where we went or main events on this little calendar, and then I'd use it when I did get some time to journal later on. So I hope you enjoy seeing that flip through, and I hope, well, if you've been waiting for it, that you finally get to see it. And I'm sorry it took me so long to get to it, but it was a delight to work in on my travels, and I have to say, even when I just finished it recently, it was a delight to go back and remember those things. But yeah, sometimes if you put it off, it never happens. So I'm really glad that I got it done. So thanks for watching, and I hope it gave you some great ideas of what kinds of ephemera to hang on to, or what you could maybe do with them, inspires you. Let me know if you have other unique ideas. I love hearing from you guys and getting ideas. Thanks a lot. Bye.